If you like to drive around and talk about the latest happenings, this is the channel you need. So subscribe and follow Carmentary.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Carmentary. My name's Neil. This is my car. I'm driving in it, and I'm talking about stuff. That's what this show is all about. Just sort of me rambling on about things, life, whatever, opinions, trying to keep it real. Today, I just recorded the Japanese version, and now I'm going to try to do the English version so I can practice both of my languages, English and Japanese. Sometimes I wonder which I'm better at. Well, I think I speak Japanese. No, let me get this right. I think I speak English a little better because that's my native language. But okay, never mind. Maybe I don't speak English better. Today's topic, I have two things to talk about. First of all, I'd like to announce that I just came back from the license renewal office in downtown Sapporo. It's actually the main central police station, and that's where you go when they send you this letter. They send you like a little postcard. It says, your birthday's coming up. It's time for you to renew your license. And this time, I got the gold one. For those of you who have lived in Japan long enough and have a license here, you'll know what I'm talking about. Japan has a license system where if you get tickets, you get a certain amount of points, and your points get taken off. Basically, if you get a ticket for anything, the next time you're up for renewal of your license, you have to go to a certain place in the city. In here in Sapporo, it's in Teine. It's this big place where they do the driving examinations, and you sit there and you do a 2-hour course. You listen to the instructor. He gives you this big lecture on safety driving, and you got to watch all these videos, and the whole thing takes like a full afternoon. You kind of want to camp out. You might not even have lunch there. And then you get your new license and you can go home. And when you get in there and you're like, okay, I'm here to do my driver's examination, they take your old license, they punch a hole in it, and basically, like, that's it, man. You don't even have a license for like a couple hours. Even if you had to like run out of there for something, then you'd be driving without a license. You'd be real trouble. So you're like locked down, man. You're like jail time. Like, sit there, listen to this whole thing. It's all in Japanese. So for me, I understand everything they're talking about. I don't read or write Japanese, so everything they put up on the board, and they give you these wonderful little booklets, they're all in Japanese. They do not have any kind of an English version of it. Not that I expect them to, but the way things are going, I think they eventually may need to figure that out, because there's a lot more foreigners with licenses over here now. Anyway, you sit through that and you get what's called the blue license, and that means you were a bad person. You were a bad boy. You get another 5 years or 3, whatever. Anyway, whatever amount of years it is. If you get through that time period without any more tickets, any more accidents or anything, then booyaka, you got the gold license. So today, for the first time in my life here in Japan, I am now the proud owner. In my wallet sits a gold license, baby. Woo! Hands on the wheel. 10 and 2, man. Keep it there. Okay, so kind of proud of the fact that I've been able to stay ticket-free, accident-free for I think like the last 5 years. Really put a lot of effort into that, you know, and I mean, it was always little things like I think I got a ticket for making a right turn at a signal that you can actually turn right at except for certain hours, so it's like one of those tricky ones. Running a stoplight or something like that, not a full stop at a stop sign, and maybe one time for looking at my cell phone. You know, pretty basic stuff. Nothing too evil. But that will keep you from getting that gold license. So if you're new to the country, keep that in mind. You know, wherever you are in the world, drive safe. But I definitely feel like I'm driving slower and slower as I age. I guess that's just the way, you know, when you're young and you're full of whatever you're full of crap, you probably, you know, got places to go, got things to do. You gotta rush, gotta get there fast. So that leads to tickets, and that leads to the blue license. So I've chilled out a bit, I gotta admit. I do enjoy driving safely. I enjoy getting where I'm going without any problems, and that's the real bottom line. So, a gold license, and my other big piece of news, it also relates to driving. Ladies and gentlemen, I have driven in this Daihatsu Wake K car for the last 5 years. This car has served me well. Daihatsu Wake, you are an amazing machine. I've slept in this car, I've gone snowboarding tons of times, I've driven all over the island. I've put 77,000 kilometers on this vehicle in 5 years. So I've driven it a lot, I enjoy it. But the big news is I am changing vehicles. I was gonna say upgrade, but that's kind of makes my poor Wake feel bad maybe. I'm going back to the one box, as we call it here in Japan. The one box is basically a big bread loaf of a van. Any kind of van that is kind of squarish looking, they call them all one box. One box. You know, kardanchi, van life, shahaku, sleeping in your car, that's been part of my lifestyle for a long time over here. And I've done it in this car, it's definitely possible. But I have so much gear, and I do a lot of photo shoots, a lot of video shoots, and it's always just a mess with all the gear and the snowboards and the tripods and the stuff. So I decided it was time to think about going back to a larger vehicle. And I really had a hard think on it. And our other car is a Mitsubishi D5. It has been for quite a few years now. And we've been in that kind of like new car loop, you know? Originally, when I was younger and didn't have as much work, I was always buying used cars. But then you sink a lot of money into used cars. If you buy like the $6,000 van over a couple of years, you're gonna put into it like twice that amount, easy, in repairs and taxes and fees and all that stuff. So we got into this new car system where, you know, you're just making the payments, you know, you don't really think about it, and then 4 years in, the dealer's like, hey, you could trade it in, it's worth more now than what you have left on the loan. And you're like, oh, that sounds good, I'll just keep making the payments. Brilliant, love it. So I decided we're gonna do that again. I'm trading in the Wake, and yes, I'm getting a Toyota Hiace. There, I said it, it's out in the open. Toyota Hiace is really the global standard in the Wanboxu. I decided to get the what do they call it in English? It's a one number license plate. It's a kamotsha. It's like a transport. It's considered a commercial vehicle. That's what it is. It only seats 5 people. It's got a huge space in the back. It's the wide version with the mid-roof for all you Hiace fanatics out there. And brand new. It's going to be custom fitted with a few items, not going crazy, but it's going to have a flip up, like double bench bed system in the back. Is that, you know what can you visualize that? It's like these 2 benches on the sides. They do flip up, so if you want lots of room, or you can lay them down and then you put it in the middle pieces, and it's this massive king size bed, and it still seats 5 people. I'm not really after the bed as a bed, although I will sleep in the van occasionally, but it's more about storage and all the gear. Lots of gear boxes I always carry around, and then, as I said, tripods and snowboards and ladders and wood, and it's just all kinds of stuff. And The other big thing is not having to take everything out of the van or car every time you come home. That is kind of always one of my little pet peeves. I like leaving stuff in there, you know, like a carpenter leaves his tools in the van, right? He doesn't take everything out every night. So why should the cameraman have to take everything out? I'll take the cameras out because I want to keep them kind of warm. But all that other equipment, it gets to stay in the van, and then it's ready to be used the next day. So that's the plan on the 17th of this month. Picking up the brand new vehicle. It's going to be a big change, folks. Not only for me in my personal life and my family and work and all that stuff, but also for our beloved Carmentary talks. The whole thing, the whole reason this Carmentary started was because I could clip my GoPro clip, which I use to hold this camera, on the dashboard of the Wake. It's got this little ridge, this little fin over the speedometer, and it clips on there super easy. So practical. The Hiace, I don't think it has that. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Is this gonna be the last episode of Carmentary? No, I don't think it's that drastic. We'll figure something out. I'll come up with a system, but I may have to customize the dashboard straight away to be able to continue these Carmentary talks. I enjoy them, they're fun, and I do like the comments that come in. Always good to hear what people think. So let me know what you think about the gold license and the new Hiace that's coming up in the near future. Maybe you bought a car recently. Maybe you got your license recently. Let me know. All right, that's it, folks. I'm going to sign off, and I'll be back with another episode soon. So, from me, Neil Hartmann, proud owner of a golden license, I'd just like to say, drive safe.
If you like to drive around and talk about the latest happenings, this is the channel you need. So subscribe and follow Carmentary.